And since I was supposed to make a video Thursday night, but as I will say in this video, there was a tie, so that happened. Also, there has been chaos of the worst kind around our house lately, and we've had to deal with that. So I'm a little late on making this video, so sorry. But I've also been listening to the Mother's 1971 release, which has just came out, and wow, wow. The King Kongs and the Pound for a Brown, especially the Pound for a Brown from that Rainbow Show, wow, just wow. If this band could have done more long instrumental jams and like monster songs like this is some absolutely amazing stuff. I will have a complete review of that massive box set in about a week after I absorb it more. But so far, I have played those King Kongs and those Pound Browns over and over because they are fantastic. But anyways, on to the final four of Zappa March Madness. Really quick, the number one seeded Hot Rats, the number one seeded Joe's Garage, the number one seeded Burnt Weenie Sandwich, the number one seeded Roxy and Elsewhere. None of them will be a part of the final four. Upsets, baby, upsets. What's up, people? My name is Shaggy, the Opinionated Hippie, currently running Zappa March Madness. So I was originally going to close the round of 8 Thursday night, but we had a tie. So I left it open until Friday night, hoping that someone else would vote late after the deadline, as has happened in every other bout in this March Madness. And nobody did vote. Like, literally, nobody did. So even though they did in every other round. So we had a tie. And as I mentioned in a previous video, ties would be broken by my own ranking of the albums. And so what we have, the results are right there. Those are the first results. We had Leather beat Hot Rats, and the Grand Wazoo beat Roxy and Elsewhere. Both of them, Leather by 1 vote, and then the Grand Wazoo by 5 votes. So those were both really close. And then the next bout, One Size Fits All beat Joe's Garage, Burnt Weenie Sandwich, and We're Only in It for the Money tied. And in my ranking, both Burnt Weenie Sandwich and We're Only in It for the Money were in the top 10, but Money was my number 2. And Uncle Meat was my number 1, which means Burnt Weenie Sandwich was not higher than Money. So We're Only in It for the Money, by virtue of an overtime sudden death tiebreaker, will go on to the final four. So that's it. You know what the final four are. It is Leather versus the Grand Wazoo, One Size Fits All versus We're Only in It for the Money. I'm going to spend a couple minutes talking about why I think you should vote for each one. But if you don't care about what I have to say, go to the comments right now and tell me which one you think is the winner. And each of those, you are essentially picking who the 2 finalists are. Is it Leather or Grand Wazoo versus One Size Fits All or We're Only in It for the Money? You vote in the comments. We will let this run until Monday evening. And then Monday evening, around 6 Texas Central Standard Time here in America, San Antonio Central Standard Time, Texas, we will do the finals, the championship out. It will happen on a Monday night. Just like in the NCAA basketball, we'll start it on a Monday night. So anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. We're going to tell you why you should vote for each one of these. On to the first bout. Number 1, Leather versus Grand Wazoo. Grand Wazoo, 5 songs, kind of short and to the point. You got some weird avant-garde Stravinsky-esque kind of jazz with the only lyrics in Calvin that opens the album. The old school opener, not this new fandangled Grand Wazoo opener. Then you got the Grand Wazoo, a nice little shuffle, really long, nice jam, amazing drumming by Ainsley Dunbar throughout this entire album. You got Cletus Alritis Alritis, this weird, fun Pee-wee's Playhouse type rollicking, silly little instrumental number. Eat That Question, a phenomenal jam featuring George Duke and Zappa getting some nice solo time and some amazing Ainsley Dunbar drumming, of course. And then Bless Relief to close out the album with some Bless Relief. Just a almost perfect jazz fusion, Frank's version of that album. Just phenomenal. Versus Leather, the sort of statement of the 70s. An album that is so powerful, it was eventually broken up into 4 different albums because Warner Brothers did not think the general record buying public could handle something this magnificent and incredible and packed with like live stuff and humor stuff and a 20-minute story about a pig and some guitar solo instrumentals and some weird segue noises and like Egyptian strut type bombastic, classical, like just magnificent, majestic instrumentals, a little bit of everything on leather. And so what is it that you want? This short, succinct statement of the Grand Wazoo, which is like focused on this jazz thing? Or are you more about the like, I want a little bit of everything and I want it to go on for hours and hours and hours and then end the whole thing with a 20-minute story about a pig? That's my idea of a perfect album. Which one do you think is more perfect? Leather or Grand Wazoo? Vote in the comments and on to the last one. And the final one size fits all versus We're Only In It For The Money. We're Only In It For The Money. Probably Frank's perfect sort of studio creation. The editing is amazing. The production is amazing. You got all of these songs just kind of segueing back to back to back to back to back to back to back with like amazing hooks and melodies and some great commentary, some satire that is really more insightful than it is mean. As someone pointed out, Frank would later get a little bit mean in his satire. Now he's just more really commenting on like 60s culture. Some weird noise edits, some just, manipulation of tape, ending with this, 7.5 minute Kafka inspired, Kafka reference, Kafka-esque instrumental percussion, tinkering type, falling apart, etching your crime on your back type thing to close out what is otherwise just 35 minutes of just like incredible 60s pop melodies just in this blendered collage of crazy editing versus One Size Fits All, which is almost the opposite. It's like his prog album. Things are allowed to stretch out a little bit more. You have One Size Fits All. You have Inca Roads, one of his best songs, Florentine Pogan, Andy, San Bernardino, A Modified Dog, Two Sofas, A Pajama People, and yes, you even have a song about the recession, Can't Afford No Shoes, which you probably love, and that's why you're going to vote for this album. But really, you have two just absolutely perfectly well-balanced, curated albums that feature the best of the original Mothers and the best of like the 73, 74 era. It's a hard one, right? It's a hard one. So anyways, yeah, One Size Fits All or money. You vote in the comments below. All right, so that's it for the final four. Who do you want? Leather versus Grand Wazoo? One Size Fits All versus We're Only In It For The Money. Put it in the comments. Voting's going to last till 6 p.m. Monday night. Then we will start the championship round, and one of these four albums will, for 2022, be our little corner of the internet's best Frank Zappa album ever. You can help influence this decision. That album will receive nothing. Sorry, it's not getting any prizes, but we will call it the best Frank Zappa album ever anyways. So anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching. Vote below and see you on Monday night.